Hey there, Scorpio. How's it going? Nico, Scarlet Moon here with your weekly forecast for the week starting April 27th, 2020. Yep, I'm not appearing on video for this horoscope. Might not be appearing on horoscopes in general. Not to say I won't appear in any videos. You'll still see me in non-horoscope videos, of course. But when it comes to horoscopes, I've just found that I've kind of come to this really interesting place in my spiritual practice, really close to this very tight, instantaneous 0 point dynamic with the work that I've been doing, that it's just easier for me to kind of glance and glean and just get all the information at once and then convey it. So it's like layout, look at it all, read, record, edit. Like it really kind of pulls me off my frequency to be able to just stop and go one card at a time. The information's just coming too fast, and I prefer not to break that current, and break that circuit if that's what's really flowing through. Okay, so I hope that y'all understand that. I mean, this is something that's been kind of in development for a while. I've been talking about this in little ways here and there in my non-horoscope videos, so this probably isn't a surprise to a lot of you, but I figured I would let you know. Incoming Wave will be coming out here. I've decided to make that its own separate video, so that'll be coming out here very shortly. And if you ever want to get a session, go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com. So what is happening here over the course of this coming week? Well, this week seems to be all about a major trust exercise for a lot of you Scorpio people. And the main theme being the hangman is all about a big trust exercise, right? We are talking about actually suspending results to, I guess you could, or surrendering results to our higher levels, our guides, to the divine, God, source, however you want to phrase it. Because with the hangman, we're kind of taking some serious risks in letting go of things that ultimately we thought would be our security blanket, things that were actually keeping us in a place of maybe a copacetic normality, but it's not carrying forward into the future very well. In fact, the hangman, one of the big, strongest impressions I'm getting, it's not having to do with maybe stopping or pausing. I'm definitely getting that focus of a sacrifice, that sort of idea of I'm giving up my control, let's see what happens when I just freaking go for it, and when I don't try to hold up the old thing, where I don't worry about logistics, where I don't think about all of that, and I actually take a leap of faith on maybe something that I've been scared to do or unsure of doing, either professionally, socially, romantically. Because with the hangman, ultimately, we see this sort of reward for risk if we are willing to make that risk be, trust. Because in a lot of cases with the hangman, we have this situation where we are caught on the fence, right? We are 1 foot in the old world or old life and 1 foot in the new. And we have to know when it's sometimes better to just not have our feet on the ground at all. And this is a week where a lot of you are seeing some incentive for actually pushing ahead of your own curve, your own peers. The Six of Wands upright is ultimately indicating in terms of your professional life, your material resources, things are going freaking swimmingly. In fact, whatever you're putting out there that might be seen as a bit new, a bit innovative, a bit off the beaten path, or maybe even something that is not considered orthodox or conventional by your clients and your peers, is actually going to be received incredibly well. Now, whether it's received well by new people or received well by the folks that you're already serving remains to be seen. But I do feel that with the hangman upright, trying to control the outcome, who sees what, who's happy, who's not, who is receiving things well, who's not receiving things well, we gotta let that go this week, because with the Six of Wands upright and the Nine of Wands reversed, we see openings popping up for you. We actually see people letting down their guard with you, people actually letting down what they've been keeping behind closed doors and sharing with you things that are not only very intimate, but also very, very generous. In fact, this coupled with the Six of Wands makes me think of you actually getting some kind of reward for doing something innovative or unorthodox here. Yes, ultimately, this is great news for anyone who's been feeling blocked from new opportunities for abundance, new opportunities in maybe a professional professional ambition or professional aspiration. But for those of you that have been kind of racking your brain on maybe a way to break out of a paralyzed cycle, the answer is simple. Don't worry about cleaning up the old. Focus now on creating its substitute. Whether you are, again, looking for a new job while you're still swamped at your old job, maybe you are looking to take on a transfer, a promotion, while you're still cleaning up your obligations to an old crew, an old team. Maybe you're looking for a new place to live, even though you might have a little while left on your lease. Maybe you're in a situation where you are trying to make a big jump, but you feel like you have unfinished business. The Six of Wands, the Hangman, and the Nine of Wands reversed are all saying, look, some of that unfinished business is going to take care of itself. There is some, there is actually some truth, a lot of truth actually, to, getting things done ahead of time so you can have what you want. It's kind of like that old saying, if you want to move, you have to pack. And this is a week where the more you start creating the new, the more the old dismantles itself. And so even if you feel like, oh, well, I could never start something new on top of this old crap that I've got going on. I've got a to-do list a mountain high. I've got, I would never be able to take on something new or segue into a new schedule. These new opportunities for wealth, these new opportunities for work, these new opportunities for your own personal growth are coming in right now. Maybe it's not a good time for you. I don't care. The Hangman upright is indicating, try it. See what happens. Because sometimes when we accept the new thing and we create the new thing, the old stuff gets out of the way. It dissolves all by itself very seamlessly, very quickly, especially with the Hangman around, because you're very supported here. And so when it comes to, new sources, right? Stop trying to fix the old. Stop trying to make the old work. Stop trying to clean something up. Stop trying to polish a broken machine in your life. Focus on the new, because this Six of Wands is indicating you're being accepted into whatever golden gates of your new circumstance, whether it's your work or your finances, how you want to serve the world, your upward mobility when it comes to promotions. You can take on something new in spite of some unfinished business, and I think that that's always a very important lesson, because sometimes we always get attached to unfinished business. We're sort of mentally and unfairly programmed to make unfinished business more important and more vital seeming than it really is. As we get into relationships, though, and more personal life questions, we do have the Ten of Swords upright, and it does look like there is going to be a point for a partner or even somebody new where they're kind of being forced to start fresh as well, but they're not getting the new before they're losing the old. I feel like there is going to be some really difficult news coming to a partner or even somebody new, or you might be meeting somebody who's really in a down place. Like you could have had a couple chats and then something kabam happens with the Ten of Swords, where we actually have the elimination of something that was never healthy for them in the first place. It's not a good thing. It's not a good connection. It was never actually functional. It never served them in any way, shape, or form in the highest interest of all concerned. But because I think of the amount of time spent there, the time of energy invested there, the amount of ego investment in turning it around and fixing it or winning, it's going to feel like a tragic loss, even though they're better off without it. And this is a week to practice, aiming forward and looking forward while also having some empathy. They do need to release whatever this is. They need to stop trying to resuscitate it. They need to stop trying to take it, around for another go. Whatever this is, whether it's a bad friendship, family situation, something going on in their own personal, financial, professional world. Your partner, your crush, they need to know that it's a bad end to a bad situation, but the good news is it's an ending and that they're free. And if you can allow that and accept that with them, I think that you're both going to move on to bigger and better things. I mean, if anything, the Six of Wands, the Nine of Wands reversed is indicating you're being both shown ultimately that you don't have to wrap things up to start something completely new. You don't owe anybody this week or anything, the time or energy it would take to try and start something up again that has already proven it's not going to get you where you're trying to go. So just keep that in mind. Your partner's going to be learning that same lesson at the same time, or the new person will as well. It might not hit them the same way. They may still be going through a bit of a grieving, bit of a mourning process. They may even feel defeated by that truth. But it is, at the end of the day, in the highest interest of all concerned, and, you know, you will all be better for it. Okay, so that is what I've got for you, Scorpio people. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because you all know I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session, go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.